And then if they're not smart enough to stop their bad hiring practices, because again, the term is knowingly. In fact, it has a second term on a first base called intentional. It's one standard higher than knowingly. So you got to do it on purpose. How many chances do you get? It's been the law since 1986. Don't you think it's about time somebody started complying with the law? What about the business down the street that follows the law? The legitimate business. Don't we have an obligation in that business to protect him from that business who has an illegal, immoral, competitive advantage? Yeah, I think we do. I think it's pretty clear. And we've asked nothing of them we don't ask of anybody else. These guys probably on their ancestry were all slave owners because they're using the same arguments. Who'll bring in the crops? The economy will crash. We won't survive. You don't know what you're doing. I said, yeah, we know what we're doing. You know, it's a free market. He said, well, what if we close up shop in another state? That's where the fastest growing state in the nation. Do that. Go open the door for the legitimate business. He'll be right in behind you. We're entrepreneurial. We're market driven. I mean, let's look at the history of this great country. This country will survive. Will survive. In fact, will create a greater environment for success, a great environment for businesses to come here, because it's an even playing field. And you also will create a more competitive wage for folks out there. Now, I'm not saying you're going to raise a family on McDonald's wages. It's not meant to raise a family on. It's an entry-level job for most cases. But it's a good place for kids to start. It'd be nice if they got an honest wage. I go to In-N-Out Burger. They must be doing something right. When I go there, I only have to order once because they understand me. I get the right order. You know, and so, you know, let's turn this country around. I'll tell you folks, we're moving like no other state. I'm going to Alley, and I don't like going to any places on taxpayer dollars. There's one conference I go to anyway. You know, it's the only one I go, and actually it's on Granite. Other folks' papers, not even on state dollars there too. But anyway, I don't travel on state dollars. I don't think that's our business or businesses here. But the reason I go to Alley, the American Legislative Exchange Council, it's a group of legislators from around the nation who believe in Jeffersonian ideas, limited government, personal responsibility. And I'm going back there this time as a guest to present model legislation and some resolutions to them. You know, that hopefully other states will follow. Many states have already called and want to follow. So we're going to, so I've written the legislation that we passed in the state. All but one, I think, actually, I wrote. And they'll be approved, like Prop 200. I mean, take it, run with it. 7 lawsuits we've had by the federal courts. We've had some of the best decisions in the world made on this. Judge Burry in Tucson, Moldoff, and the ACLU, and Friendly House, which are all the far-left groups, open border, pro-amnesty groups, you know, they lined up and spent lots of money. And Judge Burry in Tucson, one of the best research jobs done by a federal judge, really did his homework. He just slammed them hard and said, you guys, you're unreal. He said, read legislative intent, read the language, read the debates that went on. Absolutely. Immigration, I mean, legal status in America was intended to be one of the criteria before you can do certain things. And these states have a right to enforce those laws. And we moved on, but they sued us again. In fact, I remember the last lawsuit, which I really enjoyed. Remember the 100,000 march in Phoenix? Well, they set up registration booths all over the place for these folks to register. And out of the 100,000 people they had marched, they registered 17. The very next day, or 2 days later, that was a Saturday on a Monday, they filed another lawsuit in Ninth Circuit Court because of this was an unfair practice of mandating proof of citizenship to register to vote. It hurts the poor people. Well, I mean, I don't know many poor people who don't have ID. I mean, we're an ID world today. You've got to have ID to function. And actually, you know, if you look at the statistics, you don't necessarily have to have your own ID to function. You can get anybody's. You know, identity theft is the greatest and fastest growing crime in America, and Arizona leads that race too, unfortunately. We've become the home invasion, carjacking, identity theft capital of the world. And I guarantee you it's a right relationship to that border. We just had another incident in Mesa. An illegal arrested and released and killed somebody. It's the third one in just a few weeks, folks. Should have been arrested, deported, and held for ICE. Now, some of them are going to return. You can't do much about that. But when do we start enforcing the laws? When do we put the life of our citizens and Americans above the PC crowd? When do we start taking this seriously? We have an obligation to our oath of office, to the Constitution, and to you. public safety, your economic welfare, your stability, your expectations of those people who honor their oath and be delivered. And again, if they don't deliver, you ought to start looking, you ought to start having them tune up their resume. If they're not doing their job, I don't know what other business would hire you and allow you not to do your job and keep your job. Again, we don't have to bring everybody up every issue. I agree with that. I mean, if that was the case, I'd be a single man. You know? I mean, I don't like this with me often, but there's been occasions she